95 lives lost last night. That's the highest number that we have recorded since this pandemic began. 985 human beings, their stories, their lives, their families torn. We are coming close to that 1,000 mark, a mark we hoped we would never see. Hospital numbers went up slightly again yesterday, 1.2%. We continue to have slowed down the rate of growth. We have bent the curve. It has begun to flatten, but again, it's not moving in the direction that we are ready to ultimately celebrate, including the ICUs. Number of people in our ICUs, good news, yesterday went down 1.4%. It's beginning to flatten in the ICUs, but again, not enough to suggest, again, that we are in that next phase. We're putting out the numbers in detail today. Over 3,500 people tested positive within that system. We have roughly 400 facilities where we have either a staff or we have someone we're caring for that has tested positive. So your death rates are now at the highest they've been, and the number of people in the most vulnerable settings are seniors. Some of us have around entering into the conversation, the next phase conversation about economic recovery and economic growth, and a desire to attach dates and deadlines to those strategies. I, of course, have never tempered by dates and deadlines. We're at a point where we can start toggling back and begin a very thoughtful, phased-in approach to reopening the state of California and ultimately reopening our economy. I have asked and tasked some of the best and brightest minds that we could source, some of the most well-known business leaders in the world, some of the great social justice warriors, healthcare leaders, small business leaders. That also includes, I'm proud to say, all 4 living for the state of California. And we have tasked 80 of them to begin to work through each and every sector of our economy to put together tangible, actionable ideas for short-term, medium, and long-term economic recovery. That strategy is not just about growth. Strategy is predicated on inclusion, growth and inclusion. And that is a safe reset, a safe restart for a roadmap for recovery. Safe, predicated on health, predicated on data, predicated on science. We recognize that if we're going to learn anything from the past, it's not to repeat the mistakes of the past and have a sustainable mindset, not just a situational mindset, again, in terms of how we recover. It is in the how we recover that I think ultimately we will be judged. Every Wednesday, starting next week, as we lay out specific strategies and update you on those 6 areas that we laid out in terms of how we'll begin, not to turn the light switch on, but to move that dimmer back and forth to start to focus on loosening up in a very specific, targeted, and regional way on the stay-at-home order. We are not there yet.